Hey everybody, welcome back to Legendary Language Learner. I'm Matthew Boyle, and in today's video I want to speak to you about the movie Dune, which came out last year, 2021, as it relates to language learning. Before I jump in, I also want to mention that I spoke about language learning as it relates to the movie Arrival. So if you're interested in sci-fi and language learning, check out that video as well. But yeah, so the other day I finally got around to watching Dune, which is something I had on my list as something I really wanted to see because I like sci-fi, I like fantasy. This movie looked really good, really epic, really expansive. And I knew it was going to be good. I expected it was going to be good. But what I did not expect was I was going to get the additional treat of having my language learning brain tickled a little bit. There's a lot of little things in there that I think will pique the curiosity of people who are interested in languages and languages. So I just wanted to make this video because I just watched the movie last night. I was really excited about it. It fired up my imagination and creativity for my own language learning card games and stories that I'm making. So I just had to hop on here and make this video today. So what were some of the standout things from the movie related to language learning? By the way, there's going to be no plot spoilers. I'm just going to talk about some of the little language learning aspects. So some of the things that interested me, well, first of all, one of the standout things was all the languages. If you don't know what a language is, they are constructed languages. They're languages made up by people. They haven't arisen naturally in the world. They are invented, they are built, they are designed. One of the common ways that we learn of Conlangs is through fantasy films and sci-fi films, because professional Conlangers, I mean, I don't know what you would call them, but they come in and they help to develop a language for a race of beings that's purely made up. So in this film, there was several Conlangs on full display, and I really like that. So you heard them constantly, and there were subtitles down below, so that was really interesting. By the way, I was watching it with Mandarin and English subtitles, so I just had languages flying at me, the Conlangs, the translations and the subtitles of Mandarin and English. It was really quite a linguistic treat. They did a great job with those languages, by the way. So that's number one. The second thing was there was also sign language was used a lot in the movie in a militaristic fashion. The main character and his mother especially seem to have trained in that for a long time. They use it in a militaristic way as a way to communicate secretly so that their speaking isn't heard or it's not picked up. There's a lot of sort of telepathy in this film, the reading of thoughts, the hearing of thoughts, the hearing of people's languages, and it sort of draws people to find you, that sort of effect going on. And so they use the sign language to get around that and communicate without attracting people's attention. But that too struck me as a type of conlang, because obviously it wasn't like American Sign Language or some other form of natural sign language that we find in our world. It was made up. So that too was another really cool thing. There was also a lot of cultural elements pulled in that I think sort of relate to the whole language learning aspect that I'm talking about here. I saw influences from I guess Scotland. There were bagpipes. I saw influences from Asia, from China. They were in a room once where there was sort of the Chinese moon gates with wooden engraved elements to the doors and to the windows. Even the clothes at some point looked very Asian in that scene. You'll see it when you see the movie. And also heavy on the Middle Eastern culture, the people who live out there in the sand, in the dunes. Sorry, I'm not going to remember everybody's special name right now, but there was a lot of Middle Eastern influence, sort of a tribal desert culture. And if you watched and listened to the names of the people, as they were flying by, there was a lot of names and places. This movie kind of assumes you already know a lot about Dune. But even the names of people and places seem to draw influence and inspiration from real life languages. One more thing I'll mention is, and I don't know the name for this, but that Mongolian deep-throated singing, or that double voice singing. I don't know what it's called, but I'll find it later and put it in the description of this video. But that featured in, I mean, if you listen closely to the music and the voices, you'll find things from cultures of our world. So the Mongolian, that special type of deep-throated singing that they have, that featured in as sort of like an evil chant or background music. And I had to chuckle a little bit because one of the most profound times I encountered that song style or singing style was through a very famous video of a Mongolian man and his daughter singing a song together, and the man uses that special style of singing, and it was a very warm, loving, kind-hearted video of a father and his daughter singing a traditional folk song, and the fact that it was used in this movie in a very evil, ominous way, it kind of made me think twice. So that did make me think a little bit about how we integrate other languages and cultures into a movie, and how we use them to give this sense of good or of evil and set the tone of the scene. I wonder what that father would have thought if he heard that singing used in that sort of dreadful scene that was in the movie. The movie overall, by the way, is kind of a gloomy, dark sci-fi movie. There's a sense of dread that really pervades the film. But overall, I liked it. I think it was a success. I'm planning to watch it again, and I just want to point out that for all you language learners out there, that's a little bit of extra spice, if you know what I'm talking about. Watch the movie and you'll find out what's spice. But that's an extra treat for you guys who are into language learning. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and be sure to check out my video about language learning in Arrival. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to engage in a conversation with you down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye for now.